All right, guys, Melissa here. I actually got dressed after feeling so sick yesterday and up all night last night, feeling better, but my strength is still not back completely. So I cannot do plasma today. I probably could tell him I was not sick, but I mean, for my benefit, there's a reason for the question and being sick. I could pass out. So I'm not doing plasma today. I sent my son on an errand to do groceries for me. I gave him my card. I trust him. He does a great job at meal planning for me, so I can delegate that and say, just, go ahead and get the meals you want, which we eat a lot of the same food, so not an issue. My son is trustworthy and a good messenger, so to say, so I can trust him with my stuff. So, he's doing that. I still need to rest, even though I'm feeling better. So, I did feel some of that medication going, like, down toward my legs, and I'm like, "Why do my legs feel kinda numb?" It's kinda weird. So, I wanna talk about that doctor's appointment a minute because when I was basically butt naked, and not to get perverted or anything, I mean, I had a sheet over me, but we could have gone the other way too. And, I'm glad now we didn't because I was thinking too, like, doctor's offices remind me of the abortion. It just does. So I was thinking, he would have seen the front of me, right? And I'm like, "You didn't even think about that with your abortion, Melissa. You didn't even think about that." And when I was getting one of the post-abortive classes, um, one of the ladies said, "Process what happened around the abortion." So when I think of like one of the guys I went out with and he broke into our home, it was a situation where it wasn't even like my home. It was, I can't believe he broke into our home, my parents' home, and there was really nothing about it being my home. And I'm like, you didn't even process that you were broken into. It was your home too. So there was a lot of detachment, I think, not just with the abortion. Like, I didn't even think about, like, here's my privates, right? It was just a done deal. Go in and get it done. And even in my home births, I tend to be kind of modest. And one of my home births, the lady was like, "Melissa, this is no time to be modest." And I had a button down nightgown, and she's like, "We need to concentrate on your son. You can't be so covered up." And I think even where I wore a big sweater to the doctor's appointment for protection, I think that was me feeling like I needed to protect myself still at a doctor's appointment. So, when we look at Massachusetts right now, they want to give $2 million to abortions. They want to give $2 million to killing centers. Now, I was watching a lady yesterday, I was watching 2, Mary Wagner, I think her name is, who went to jail for 6 years for quietly praying in front of an abortion center. She did step over the line on their property to help women, but 6 years in jail for that. And she was talking about how when she was growing up, she saw Nazi Germany that was started in Christianity, Catholic and Protestant, and then moved to the Nazi rule. And she didn't understand as a young girl how we could, in America, be losing our rights to speak up for the unborn, you know? And I also watched, is it Joan Bell? She has stood up uh, unrelentlessly at the killing centers for babies, for the unborn, to protect our brothers and sisters in the unborn. So there's a lot of great women out there doing a lot of work. I am more relationship oriented, so for me to help, not only do I have an influencer channel, but for me to help, I'm more one-on-one relationship oriented. So I was just asked this week to look into the possibility of leading a women's Bible study on abortion. So to my goal is to, number 1, prevent abortion. Number 2, I try not to use my hands, guys. My skin breaks out so easy. Number 2, to bring healing to women who have had abortions. Um, and number 3, to look at the future with all the laws and to prevent abortion happening even more. So we have so much abortion happening, so many killing centers. This is our tax dollars. We have a right to say where we want our tax money to go. I do not give a lot into the tax system where I have not, made a ton of money myself to give to the taxes, but still, the money I have, we have a right to say where taxes go. So, I am looking, this lady said, you have so much experience, you could help us design a Bible study and help us coordinate, what's going on out there, what are the needs. So, where I've been on the sidewalks, where there's been a forced abortion, where I had post traumatic stress, you know, where I've had the experience of coming from a family where my mom was in the projects and, my family was everything to me growing up. I can't imagine not having like my mom in my, who was in my life, who, did a lot for me. I can't imagine my Uncle Bill never being around just because this family didn't have much money. Um, without my family, I would not be here. So to think that my aunts and uncles could have been aborted because my grandmother and my grandfather didn't have much money is ridiculous. So, having all that life experience, plus the abortion experience, plus the healing stuff, I really do feel like I am one to be used to really be on both sides because I get both sides. I get the side where I did become a mother of five and absolutely loved motherhood, loved it. And yet I've been on the side of having an abortion and seeing both of those sides. So a lot of people who are pro life have not had an abortion. And where I've had one, I have the compassion for women. I have the side effects of that abortion. Um, and I know what it's like. I know what it's like. So we'll see how God uses me next. My job hours just got cut just because they're slow right now at the restaurant. So I was going to head over to Washington, if not for the inaugural event, the pro life March for Life down there. But where my hours just got cut, I really was like, I'm going to hold off for a week before I make a decision. I have to find a last minute deal for flights. I'm like, you're unless I get more hours, I cannot go do this. So I'm like, yeah, you gotta watch your hours. So my hours with jobs always have been, nothing dependable really with jobs, nothing. Even as a good worker, I cannot have that sustainable income sometimes, especially in the restaurant business where it gets slower. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see if God wants me there or not. But definitely looking into how to help women. And I have thought about doing a Bible study before, but at this particular church there was like a flood and then there was Christmas and then there was one thing after another where it couldn't get off the ground. So I will be looking at making a curriculum. I'll be looking at what can we offer women, how to advertise this in a church, how to look at the needs, wanting women to come in, wanting to hear the needs from women, wanting to hear what they're going through, and then maybe connecting this. I will have to talk to somebody where I volunteer, connecting this to the organization I volunteer with, and maybe get women in the door before they choose to kill their baby or are forced into it or whatever. So that is kind of where I'm going. I said that this next YouTube channel this year would be more focused on abortion, and that's what I plan on doing. I am now divorced for no reason at all, but this has been by God's hand, and I am not bitter because this is now God saying, you now have more time to serve me. So I had an absolutely beautiful marriage, wonderful marriage, one beautiful family. I had a husband who went to other people instead of working it out between us, and destroyed our marriage. I had been talking to someone this week who said everything stays between me and my wife. We're in this together and we deal with everything together. We don't run to our parents. So when you bring other people in on your marriage, many times they will take that opportunity to try to bring it down just for the sake that you can't have a marriage. Not even that they are for you, but that you can't have it. So just move forward, ladies. If you've gone through a divorce, go move forward and see where God wants you now in life. Okay, thanks for joining me, guys.